What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is going to be your review for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I mean, nope, it is not Atlanta. The Real Housewives of Potomac Season 6 Reunion Part 1. Now, listen. Tonight, well, first of all, we got to see everybody, Andy going backstage, talking to everybody, yada, 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 And everybody come out on stage. First person there was Mia. She said, this is what the season's been like, Andy. I show up on time and I got to wait for everybody else. And it looks like Candace was the last one to come on stage. They end up having to call her and say, ma'am, if you don't get your ass on the stage. And I just think that's disrespectful. You have a call time. You know what time you need to get in glam, in makeup, in hair. Like, a few minutes late is one thing, but I think it's disrespectful. And I feel like this is an ongoing theme on all of these shows, that these women are just on their own timeline, and I just think it's disrespectful. But anyway, I didn't even need to go off on no tangent about that. They had a video message from Nicki Minaj saying sorry she can't make it, that she would love to have been there, but she wasn't going to be able to make it. And of course we know that that's all BS, because they've already let the cat out the bag, and we know that she was there. So I thought that was a cute little decoy. I guess we're going to probably see her on part 4. I don't know. So we start this episode off with Miss Mia, right? Of course they got to give us the package of Mia, the new girl on the block, and yada, yada, yada. We addressed Mia in her line. And she said, well, what did I lie about? And they started giving her all of the different, well, let me count the ways. And she was like, when they got to the whole, she had her clit done. She said she talked to her surgeon, and her surgeon said it's all in the same area, and these girls need to grow up. Well, honestly, I felt like that when she first said it and they were nitpicking. I was like, okay, y'all know what she meant. It's all in the same area, whatever. But the more she talked and the more inconsistencies and the things that she said, then I understand people nitpicking at the other stuff. Because, anytime somebody can't remember their age, that lets you know they've been lying about it too long. Like, there have been times where I've been like, I feel like I was 35 for 2 years. Like, I feel like I just decided I wasn't going to turn 36. But if somebody had told me, what year are you born? I know, boom, what year I'm born. Like, you were off by like 6 or 7 years, ma'am. That's not normal. So I understand them being nitpicky about the mommy makeover. Was it a mommy makeover? Was it not? What surgery you had? What surgery you didn't have? Then they brought up the whole strip club situation. What kind of strip club was it? Now, come to find out, this is like the Waldorf Astoria of strip clubs. I mean, she said they got a chiropractor, they got a shoe shine boy. Well, I don't want to say boy, but they got all this stuff at the strip club. And she said G built the damn VIP down to the strip club. That's how you know you spending too much money at the strip club. When the VIP section of the strip club is named after you, you probably been down to the strip club too much. That's all I'm going to say. She said that G used to walk around barefoot, with his shoes off down to the strip club because the shoe shine boy had them. That's how you really know you too comfortable. There are no parts of a strip club that I want touching my bare body. And I'd have been in strip clubs. But I'm not walking around without my shoes on. I'm not walking around in the club with no shoes. Well, nah, I've walked around without no shoes on at the club. Them heels get the whoo, But, y'all. Anyway. So she went on to talk about how high-end this strip club was, and how she had seen G wandering around the strip club. But he helped a friend of hers who was from Haiti, and when they had the earthquake, he was very he did a lot for her, and that's what made her see him in a different way, and that's when they started dating. They asked about the businesses. Now listen, I still didn't follow what she said about the businesses. So she had Massage Envies, he had McDonald's. At first, it sounded like she said that she had the massage envies before they got married, but then she said she didn't have the massage envies and he helped her, but she did it on her own. She qualified on her own, but he did assist her. And then he sold all his McDonald's and they invested in the chiropractic clinic, but she tried to make it seem like it was her chiropractic business. Listen, it was all confusing. If y'all followed it, put it in the chat, because I didn't follow none of that shit. I think what she was trying to say was that G didn't help her with none of that stuff. But that's bullshit. We know he did. It is what it is. I don't care how many $10,000 lap dances you got from G. Somebody still helped you buy. Do y'all know how expensive franchising is? And she said she had a couple of massage envies. Just because it's in your name don't mean he ain't help you. Like, I could put something in my name. That don't mean somebody didn't give me the money to buy it. I go out here tomorrow and go to a dealership, buy a car. That don't mean that somebody ain't slide me that check for $50,000 to buy it. I'm just saying. Anyway. So if y'all followed it, y'all let me know. But I ain't followed none of that stuff. It was all confusing to me. Okay? It was all a little confusing to me. Looks like my camera just went out. Anyway. Then they talked about Giselle's house. She still ain't finished. And, you know, of course they had to ask everybody's opinion on how they felt about the house. And, you know, all that with the house. And child, Giselle and her house. Listen, it's the never ending story. Remember that movie back in the day called The Money Pit? There you go. They brought up Giselle and her dating and the timeline now. Giselle's time. Listen, again, whenever people can't give you specifics, Andy asked her when did they stop dating? And she was like, I mean, I'm not sure. Sometime after the holidays. I mean, yeah, I think it was after the holidays. I mean, yeah, sometime around then. Okay, it was after the holiday. Girl, you know when you broke up with that man or when that man broke up with you. Then Wendy was like, that timeline don't add up, because Jamal did a whole video before the holidays saying that he was single. Giselle was like, okay, well, whatever. She said, but we were figuring it out. I mean, he wasn't in a monogamous relationship. We were figuring it out. But you said y'all was dating. You said he was. So then that's all you had to say last year was, we're not in a monogamous relationship, so he could do what he want to do. But see, that ain't what you had said last year. Then basically they were like, okay, so you cool with being a side chick. So basically what you're saying is you knew that he had a whole nother woman down to the Atlanta and you was cool with being a side chick. So once again, you signed up to be in a situation where you were being disrespected. Is that what you're saying? So then Kern, you know, somebody asked Kern a question. You know what it's like to have marital problems, so why would you be coming for Giselle so hard? And she was like, listen, because Giselle knew better. Because Giselle deserves better. And my only attitude or my only point of view on it was that Giselle deserved better, and she never should have went back to that man, because that man never respected her and never gave her what she needed, and so she shouldn't have gone back. And then she went on to say that she felt like Giselle got back with Jamal because, one, she was lonely, and she wanted something that was familiar. I can agree with a lot of that. Then she went on to say, Giselle said something about, well, once you've been hurt already, you can't get hurt a second time. So it's okay if he cheated on you because it ain't gonna hurt as bad because he cheated on you once. So, okay. I mean, girl. Then here come Robin. How come just because she doesn't do things the way you guys would do them, or she doesn't deal with things the way you guys would deal with them, it's wrong? Girl, Robin, go. Girl, go on, sit down. You just wait till it's your turn. Which probably going to be episode 3, because don't nobody care nothing about your storyline. Anyway. Then they talked about the taxes. Giselle said that the taxes ain't her problem, and she ain't got nothing to worry about because it ain't got nothing to do with her. She said, my taxes are paid. I bought a whole house. Ma'am. What they was trying to tell you, they said, but you were married during one of those years, and so the government can come after you. Now, again, not to get too deep into her business, if they didn't file their taxes together, then they're not going to come after her. But if they file jointly, then they absolutely can come after you, Giselle. My taxes are fine. I bought a house. I'm good. My taxes are paid. I feel like the conversation has already been had. She already got it cleared up, and she knows what she is or isn't on the hook for as far as Jamal is concerned. And I feel like that's why she had the attitude that she had about it. But at the end of the day, um, anyway, I feel like she already knew, but what they were saying wasn't wrong. Anyway, then we got on Candace, child. And Candace, they got to talking to Candace about Chris. And they brought up, first of all, they said something about Chris lost his restaurant during COVID. Chris did not lose his restaurant during COVID. That restaurant the situation with that restaurant was resolved before COVID. And I was very careful about my words. For a reason. The situation with that restaurant was resolved before COVID, as far as Chris is concerned. Anyway, they brought up about him drinking. I feel like the cameras were trying, I feel like the production was trying to make an issue out of Chris's drinking, because I feel like they made it their business to always highlight when Chris had a drink in his hand. And Candace said that's his normal, like he ain't drinking more than he normally was, that's his normal drinking habit. That still don't mean whether it's good or bad. Just cause that's his norm don't mean it ain't bad, okay? They talked about how the situation with the video shoot hurt Chris, how Chris is really upset. She was saying how her family is broken and she doesn't know how to fix it. She said her in-laws dealt with, her in-laws watched the show and they had to look at that, and she was like, she said, I cussed my mama out worse than I probably should have talked to her, but it was so hurtful to my husband, and we are just in a really, really bad place as a family, and I just don't know how to fix it. That's probably the only time that I felt sorry for Candace, and probably the only time I'm going to feel sorry for Candace, but I did feel sorry for her in that moment, because that is a lot, and it is hard, and she is in the middle. That's your mama, but that's your husband. It is hard, Child, then they got on Candace's mouth. Listen, we saw the clip earlier this week. We talked about it earlier this week with them basically saying Candace's mouth is reckless. And Giselle was like, if Mia had popped you in your mouth, I would have been like, oh, well, you didn't learn your lesson. Andy was like, you were almost physically assaulted for your mouth. And Candace was like, so that's my fault. That's my fault. And again, I'm not arguing with y'all, because I know that no matter what I say, I can't win in this scenario. But I've tried to explain it. The people who want to understand it, understand it. The people who don't want to understand it, don't understand it. Yes, all of them have slick mouths. Yes, all of them throw shade. Yes, all of the above. But there is something different about how Candace's words cut. If you don't understand it, then I don't know what to tell you. But it is what it is. And that's what the ladies were trying to get Candace to understand. And Candace just won't hear for it. She won't try to hear it. That's where this particular episode ended. I feel like we're going to pick up next week and continue talking about Candace and her mouth, because I don't feel like that conversation is over. But we will get to that. Anyway, that is pretty much what happened down to the first episode of the reunion. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I will talk to y'all later. Peace.